Kid, being away from the sport due to injuries, what would you say is the biggest thing you learned about yourself or the sport of boxing?
Life sucks without boxing.
Keith, you mentioned, you're from Tampa. By the end of the year, if you fight 3 times, could we see a homecoming?
See, so there's some truth in that, right? Well, that would be spectacular, actually, Let's say I have this fight, Thurman reunifies, and then as the unified champion, something that I haven't been able to do, right? I won the unified title, never defended it. Never defended it, right? So reunify, possibly a hometown unified title defense, man. I would love to do that for my city. We're fighting here in January. I almost wish we was in my city this fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all I cared about, I wasn't focused on the venue. I wasn't focused on who, what, when, where, why, and how. I was just like, put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game. I just want to be in the game, coach. Get off the bench, man. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in front of you guys, man. It's been a long time, and I'm just excited to get back into this ring.
During your layoff, was there any fight you watched on the sidelines as a fan that just kind of got you hyped, like, man, I got to get back in there?
Nah.
No, you just want to get back in?
I can get back in because I want to get back in, what they do for their careers and what I do for my careers, this is the life of an athlete. And boxing, we're individuals, There is no franchise, there is no team sport, We're just individuals, man. So I'm striving to do the best I can with what I have when I have it, honestly, I'm surprised nobody thanked me. Nobody came up and thanked me for relinquishing my belt, Sean Porter and Danny Garcia wouldn't have fought last year if there was no title on the line. Why would they have fought? How could they fight a 12-round fight when they both aren't champions? Yeah. How can you make that fight? Huh? Can I get a thank you? Can I get a thank you? Oh, okay, cool. Appreciate that, But now it's time to get it back, I really wanted Danny to win the fight for the fans here. I just think it was more electric with Danny's crew, how close he is here to New York and everything. But I predicted Sean Porter was going to win the fight. I know Sean very well. I've been in the ring with both of them, and I said it would be what it was, that somebody just needs to have that boy throw more punches, Danny Garcia, just make him be a little bit more active if he wants to win at this level, at this stage of his career.
Pete, your reactions to Bob Arum's alleged offer to Danny Garcia $3 million to fight Bud Crawford. Do you think Bob Arum is willing to risk his golden goose to fight someone like Danny Garcia that you've been in the ring with?
Yes, it's a dangerous fight for Bud, but it's a winnable fight. Why? Danny don't throw no punches. You know what I mean? It's easy to beat somebody who throws 15 punches around, man. It's what I like to call the numbers game, right? We're at this level, we're all professional, elite athletes. But where is Danny's athleticism, right? We see it in a little bit of his awkward shoulder roll, his little awkward ducking and dodging, and we see the beauty of his boxing in his timing. Everybody knows Danny Garcia can time you. He can time you. But what about when he just needs to fight you? He's not doing that. And Crawford, he switches. He moves around the ring. He has great hand speed. And if you know Danny the way I know Danny, hand speed is intimidating for him. Almost more intimidating than power itself, okay? He doesn't like hand speed. He didn't like it with Amir Khan. He didn't like it with me. He didn't like it with Lamont Peterson. Don't matter. He don't like hand speed. And Terrence Crawford has hand speed. So I think out of all the rolling of the dice and putting a gamble out there, yeah, I think Bob Arum was comfortable with that call.
Do you think with that victory over Danny Garcia, let's say Bud beats him, it happens, would that be credible enough to put him in your top 3 147 fighters?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. But like I said, man, but you still got the whole Porter issue. Porter beat him, and I think Porter's way more physical. I don't think it's the same fight if Bud fights Porter now. I'm not sure that Bud beats Porter, I can lean towards Bud against Danny, and that's leaning because I only lean towards Sean because Danny is a puncher, boy. He's a puncher, man. He hit me in my arm. I couldn't raise it for 2 days after the fight. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, I was like, I'm glad, man, you know? And the way it felt, I was also happy that that was my arm, because if it was my chin, I know that I wouldn't have been able to withstand that blow, okay? There's only a limit, and when you produce power above a limit, it don't matter who you are. There ain't no, you know, glass this, you know, good jaw and this and that. A lot of times when you see fighters take good punches, some way, somehow, it wasn't a good punch. Some way, somehow, like something got off of that punch. It just didn't stick, you know what I'm saying? Because when they stick, I mean, people drop, man.
Kid, can you tell us something about the daily life of a boxer starting 1 month before the fight? How does your day look like usually?
You know, wake up, have, you know, a simple breakfast, you know, sometimes oatmeal. I've been eating pecans and bananas, real simple type breakfasts, and then head off to the gym. You know, give a little bit of time for the food to digest. You gotta plan your meals and your training. Everything has to be timed, right? And so you have the right time to take the meal. Then right after the meal, at the right time, you take your supplements. I take my supplements before the gym. So now I got substance and supplements. Now it's time to work out. So you work out, you know, you gotta do some kind of warm up, whether it be jump rope or just moving around, little light shadow box or something. You gotta do some warm up, gotta do some stretching, and then it just depends on what kind of day is it. Is it a sparring day? We can do mid work today. We can do strength and conditioning, maybe a little bit of TRX, maybe a little bit of circuit training. I get real creative and just invent like weird circuits. I'll just be like, I'm doing this exercise, I'm gonna grab 25-pound weights, I'm gonna do this one, we're gonna do this and this, and I just make things up, and it's based off of what I want to activate, what kind of workout I want. Do I want a full body workout? Do I want just legs? Do I want upper body? Do I want to burn out my arms today? We're gonna do 1-2, 1-2s on the bag. Then, you know, we leave the gym. It's lunchtime, man. It's lunchtime, and you know, about 70% of the time, lunch is a salad. You know, we get some kind of salad. I got these nice vegan restaurants I go to in downtown St. Pete. I got this tuna salad that I like to get at this little Cubana place. They got these nice pressed Cubans that I'm not allowed to eat right now. You know what I'm saying? But I go in for the salad. I can still do that. Then after that, you know, we get a little bit of downtime. We get to rest, and approximately at that time, it's probably around my lunch, it's about 3 p.m. So then we get about 5 hours to rest before the late night cardio. And that always, at the start of camp, from the beginning, late night cardio is a minimum of 45 minutes, and it builds into an hour, and it's on some days when I want to push myself, we're doing 90 minutes.
Keith,
Can
knowing
we
that,
get a breakdown of the Pacquiao-Broner fight that's coming up in 3 weeks?